for a team like the Kentucky Wildcats.
Well, they're very, very scrappy. They hustle. They won with hustle. They need to continue tonight, have the momentum to beat this GW team.
Well, it's a championship game of the NABC Classic. It's Western Kentucky against George Washington. As I said before, who'd have thunk it? We'll be back with a tip-off and much more after this from Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky.
It's very clear our love is here to stay.
Heading home for the holidays? For a limited time, take along the security of 7-year or 100,000-mile powertrain protection on any new Chrysler vehicle. Plus, through November 19th, 0% APR on select 2002 models.
We're here.
Our love is here to stay.
At Damon's, we think the entire world revolves around a flaming grill. The grill loaded up with prime rib, choice steaks, tender chicken, salmon, and more. But somehow, a lot of people think we only serve award-winning ribs. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Damon's. The grill is on.
Recently, at this quiet, unassuming little Pizza Hut, an interesting pizza discovery took place. Whoa! We've created the new Ultimate Lovers Pizzas from Pizza Hut. Our Lovers Pizzas now with 6 kinds of luscious cheese and 6 different kinds of seriously satisfying meat toppings, or 5 garden veggies, or 2 layers of zesty pepperoni. And you'll discover it's not $12.99, it's only $8.99. $8.99. The new Ultimate Lovers Pizzas, only from Pizza Hut. For only $2 more, make your Ultimate Lovers Pizza a large. Yep, you heard me, a large.
Changing your healthcare plan can be a good thing. You'll look for a wide network of caring doctors and more hospitals for more choices. Without referrals, access is easier than ever when you see a specialist in CHA Health's network. You're also backed by a team of people who are focused on great service. You'll find it all at CHA Health. Your kind of people, your kind of care. CHA Health. Change is in the air.
For purple mountains' majesty, above the fruited plain, America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crowned thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Welcome back to Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky for the championship game of the Pizza Hut NABC Classic. The Pizza Hut NABC Classic is brought to you by Jeep and your local Jeep dealers, by Chrysler and your local Chrysler dealers, by Damon's. If you've got a passion for great food, come in soon. The grill is on. By Provident Bank, your place for winning advice. And by Domino's. Get the door, it's Domino's. Now here is a look at tonight's starting lineups, and that's brought to you by Jeep. George Washington, of course, they will play the 3-guard set with Monroe, T.J. Johnson, and Greg Colucci. The big guys inside, Jason Smith and Jamal Forshawn. And for Western Kentucky, they'll counter with the 3-guard offensive way. Renardo Curry, Derek Robinson had some big buckets last night, and Tremaine Rolls. Of course, David Boyden, who was a player of the game for Western last night, and Chris Marcus, the big 7'1", 285-pound senior, who many consider the best big man in the game today, and he's been hobbled a little bit. And Steve, let's take a look at tonight's keys to the game, presented by Chrysler and your local Chrysler dealers.
With the depth being a factor, they need to get good shots in the half-court set, and they have to have good help defense to get shut down Chris Marcus in the post.
Here's the jump, and it's won by George Washington.
That's one surprise.
There you go. So T.J. Thompson gets things started as he gets into the offensive end for George Washington. Picks up his dribble. The three-point shooter, Colucci, and he misses hard on that one. Marcus is there to claim the first rebound of the game. And Western goes the other way.
It'll be a different game for Marcus. He doesn't have the size factor going against him. With that injury slowing him down, he doesn't have to jump as much tonight and can really take it down in the low post against these smaller guys.
Robinson's three, that's a little bit short. Doesn't get the roll. Monroe gets the rebound, and 1 and out for both teams to start the game.
I'm not sure if Coach Hobbs really wanted Colucci to shoot that first three-pointer, but need to open it up, maybe get a penetration by Monroe coming off a pick.
Here's the guy you want shooting. Monroe fires a three, and Monroe hits. 3-0 George Washington on Chris Monroe's first shot of the game.
Well, he's a triple threat. Shoot, he can pass, he can rebound. Right there, he showed you why he's such a good player in Atlantic 10 first team preseason.
Boy, quickness of Western very evident here early. They just look awful quick out there on the floor, but George Washington counters well. There's the collapse defense, and they get the steal. Get it ahead to T.J. Thompson on the break, lays it back for Forshawn. He misses the dunk. Jamal Forshawn missed the dunk, and here comes Western the other way.
George Washington had at least 4 or 5 guys. I don't know how many guys he can have on the court. I think he had 4 or 5 guys on Marcus down low when he touched the ball.
Dropped it down to Marcus, and the whole team collapsed on him. Rolls for 3, in and out. Rebound, the smallest guy on the court, T.J. Thompson. You talk about hustle.
You can see Carl Hobbs, what he's doing. He's gonna test him. Shoot that three-point jump shot. We're not giving you the ball in the low post.
So George Washington content to pack it in on the defensive end and make him shoot from the outside early. GW with the early 3-0 lead. Smith gets open, 18-footer, a little hard rebound. Thompson gets it again, and the little man is fouled by the big man, Marcus. I tell you what, he just put a hit on him and dropped him.
This is going to be a great matchup inside. Jason Smith is going to have to take, try to help out on Marcus down low. Marcus has got to take advantage of that, getting the ball and taking it straight to the rack. But also with the 10-man rotation of Western, they're going to be able to full court press, utilize that full court press with all their players.
And there's a turnover by George Washington. They're going to call a block inside, actually a foul. So that's the first foul of the game. And Western, there's Carl Hobbs. Just took over for Tom Penders this year. And basically came back with 1 player, Chris Monroe.
It's going to be a great matchup to watch. The 2 point guards are very quick. Maybe an inch different as far as size, but they're very quick.
There's a good help defense from the backside. Shakes Robinson open, misses, but boy, Marcus up big and just uses that big frame and uncoils, lays it in, and he'll have a 3-point play try.
That's one of our keys. Utilize the inside, although it was off an offensive rebound. Marcus is just so much bigger than everybody on the court except Roma. You can see him. He barely had to jump. I would like to see if Carl Hobbs is going to use the big man Roma, the biggest guy on GW's bench, see if he can neutralize Marcus somehow for at least a couple minutes.
Marcus last year, of course, averaged 12.1 rebounds a game. That led the nation. And he gets 3 the old-fashioned way, and that ties the game. 3-3.
See the pressure put on. Really forced T.J. Thompson into a bad shot. He had a direct drive to the basket, but it wasn't a very good shot. He needs to pull that back out.
I tell you what, when the big fella sets a screen, he sets a screen. There they almost got the nice bounce. Out of bounds it goes. Will go to GW. Chris Marcus came out top and set a screen for Curry that actually shook the teeth of T.J. Thompson when he came through there.
They're still running.
Yep.
They're getting the ball out. Western is getting in a little bit of a problem here because they're not even looking inside, because every time they throw into Marcus, there's 4 people converging. The outside jumper is wide open. But as we saw last night with Marshall, just because it's open doesn't mean it's going to go down.
That foul was on Rolls. Team fouls equal it to apiece. Thompson spots from 3. That one no good. Rebound on the floor, battling for it. Curry comes out with it. Curry's got some quicks too as he quickly gets it up the floor. Rolls over to Robinson. He is a 3-point threat. All 3 of these guards can shoot it from the outside. Now they drop it into the big man Marcus. Double team. Gets it back outside to Rolls, and they'll reverse it again. Robinson likes this left side, puts his shoulder down. Down goes Smith on the inside, no call. Now they're going to get a call for an elbow in the back from Forshawn. He's just trying to move Marcus out of there, and that's second foul on Tumal Forshawn, and that's big.
Well, it's big because they're not very deep, and it plays a factor again. Putting Roma in the game. Roma can play behind him because it's almost the same size. Gives up a lot of weight, but he can play behind him. They'll have to change their defense. He may not double as easy or as much as they would have done with Smith on him, or Forshawn on him.
Nice drop pass inside from Robinson as he dropped it inside to Marcus, and he could make a field day. This could be like Shaquille O'Neal in the NBA. They're just going to send him to the line, make him beat you from the free throw line.
No, Roma, you can tell, he said, hey, I got 5 fouls. I'm going to use every one of them. If you could get 2 fouls on that, Roma would have gotten 2 fouls on it. Make sure he didn't make the layup. Put him on the line, test him out.
And he puts the first one.
Marcus is a little bit more relaxed tonight. A little bit different setting. There's a lot more red around here than it was last night. It was all blue last night.
It's going to be a lane violation. So he'll get an extra shot. Again, they're playing with the NBA line. And seeing they're outside the white. It's the NBA stripes. So you get an extra foot in there for those big fellas to roam around in. Actually opens up the lane a little bit for the cutters.
That's a double mistake for GW because it gives them an extra point, plus it gives Western a chance to set up a press, even though it's token pressure, playing full court.
So 5-3 is the score, and it's Chris Marcus 5, Monroe 3. Tolucci's a three-point shooter, but he couldn't pick up the ball, and they're going to get a 3-second foul on Roman. Roman turns around and says, but I was outside. I said, nope. You got to be outside of the white stripe.
That lane is so wide. These big guys, by the time they run across the lane, it's 3 seconds.
They're tired.
Roma ran across the lane. It still was 3 seconds on it.
Marcus can almost straddle the lane.
Another foul down low on Roma.
Call a hold as Marcus was trying to slide from the right side to the left side of the key. They've already got 5 fouls in less than 4 minutes of basketball.
Well, it's a misconception. This means a player is a very good player back to the basket. Doesn't mean that he's going to score every time. Play solid defense. Quit reaching. Use your feet. Use your body. Roma's using his hands and his arms. They're the same size. Neutralize it.
Curry spins back out front. 27 on the shot clock. They had a reset on the foul. They go to Boyd, and he's double teamed out front, and he put his shoulder down. That's a good call. Monroe stayed up in there, held his ground, and took his shoulder right to the midsection. He's a little slow getting up, but it'll be timeout on the court. 5:58, so he'll get a minute and a half to get a blow. 5-3 is the Western lead in the championship game of the NABC Classic from Rupp Arena.
Excuse me, can you take Timmy to tuba practice?
No problem.
Hey, Mr. Battle of Gettysburg?
No problem.
Can you take me to the track, please?
No problem.
Tu peux nous amener à l'école?
Dodge Caravan. It offers an exclusive power rear hatch
Hey, my pony.
and 972 seating configurations. Now get 7-year or 100,000-mile powertrain protection and 0% APR on 2002 Dodge Caravan.
No law says what banks have to pay on a money market account. Depends on their mood. But Providence Premium Index account is based on a rate published weekly in the Wall Street Journal. Invest $10,000 and get the brain of a personal banker who can offer lots of winning advice to help you reach your personal financial goals. Just ask. Because no law says we can't give you a good deal. Provident Bank.
You know, S&S Tire sells tires for cars like this, and even this. Right now, you can buy 4 Bridgestone Insignias for only $119. You can even take them for a free 30-day test fit. S&S Tires, Kentucky's #1 tire store with the largest selection of brand-name tires you can trust from the tire store you can trust since 1974. As the largest Bridgestone dealer in North America, no one can offer you a lower price. The distinction is Bridgestone. S&S Tire, the tire store you can trust.
After 4 minutes of basketball, Western leads George Washington 5-3 in the championship game of the NABC Classic from Rupp Arena. George Washington having a tough time getting a shot off. Roma, turnaround jumper, rolls in and out. Nice play. He went right at Marcus, spun away from him, and put a nice shot up. So he can go down.
Roma put in some good minutes last night. Had an inside jump hook in the middle of that comeback run against Marshall. Big key for George Washington is to make sure that they take it to Western and show them that they're not scared of him.
There's the double down on Marcus. He just shoots right over top of it. 7-3 is your score.
Now, Roma played good defense, didn't foul. Hey, at least he made him work for it.
Roma from Belenia, Spain. Winchendon School, went there in Massachusetts. Here's Monroe, he's their player. Goes all the way around everybody, double clutches, puts it in, and he's fouled. Nice move by Chris Monroe, baseline.
Well, just like last night, Slay couldn't contain him. Boynton can't contain him either. Monroe is quick off the dribble. He's strong. You can see Rolls right here. Goes around Rolls. Boynton has to come in there for the foul. Good help out by Boynton. It's a little bit too little, too late. Cutting him off on the baseline, but Monroe is deceptively quick. He also can shoot the three. It makes him very hard to guard.
2 fouls now on Boynton. He has to hit the bench. Handoff comes in for him. The three-point play cuts the lead to 7-6. And Monroe has hit the ground twice. He's taken a pounding already early in this game. 15:03 mark in the first half, and it's a 1-point Western lead. Pressure by George Washington in the backcourt, but Western will break that one with ease. They've got very quick guards in Curry, Robinson, and Rolls on the floor. Curry spins back from Thompson into the lane, loses the ball. It's still on the floor. Roma's got a hold of it. Big Roma got down on the floor, and there's Monroe. You see him wincing in pain yet again. 3rd time he's been on the floor.
Well, now with this new rule, you want your big man diving, even if he's the last guy on the pile. Act like he was the guy that was in the jump ball. As you can see, Roma sort of got pushed to the floor, but he was close enough. They may let him jump, and that's an advantage. It's 7-1 over 6-3. We'll take it, Carl Hobbs says. When you're that big, it's like a house of cards tumbling. Like, I don't want to get down there and pick that thing up.
And now here comes Sparks, Wells, and Wiedenoff into the game for Western. How do you like that? Wells gets the jump. Double tap. Back to Sparks. Yep. Screen out front.
They're going to double team on the wings, especially Sparks, to make him make good plays.
And Roma with his 3rd foul on Marcus, as Marcus is taking it right to the hole against GW.
That's what you have to do. That's what we said in one of the keys for the game. Utilize that size and utilize the depth. The size factor is obviously clear. Marcus is very, very strong, very tall. And he's also passing the ball back out when he doesn't have it.
3 fouls now on Roma. He has to take a seat. Dario Scott comes in. He'll throw his big frame around a little bit as Marcus hits again. Marcus, perfect from the free throw line. 4 for 4.
This is where GW is at a real distinct disadvantage. They can't go to their bench. They go to their bench right now. They go with Dario, and it's just not going to cut it. Western brings in 3 brand new players, fresh and ready to go, and stronger than even the starters.
Now quickly, Western pressing the point. They're going to call a hold. Handoff was trying to get position on Jason Smith inside. Smith denied him, and Handoff just kept pushing and called a foul on him.
Well, they watched the game last night. The reason that GW got back in the game against Marshall was in transition, getting behind the defense. Handoff knew if he wants his playing time, he better make sure he beats Smith to the spot. Just don't hold him.
TJ Thompson, oh, nice pass to Forshawn. He lays it up and in off the glass.
Good strong move. Didn't even worry about the big fella Marcus down there. Excellent pass by TJ Thompson. We got a tie game at 8.
Well, Forshawn being a freshman, maybe doesn't realize it yet. Let's take it right out. Oh, nice play again. Dario Scott, another freshman, knocked out of bounds by Wiedenoff.
Carl Hobbs has a game plan here. He's more of a risk taker. He knows he has to take risks because of his situation as far as scholarship players. He's got 4 freshmen. 3 of them will play a lot of minutes. He's trapping every chance and doubling down on low post every time.
Western 4 turnovers already in this game, just 2 for George Washington. Forshon's going to drive on the big fella all the way down to the baseline. He's going to get a foul. He'll get a trip to the charity stripe.
He didn't look like he was very scared. I think you're right. As a freshman, you think you can play anywhere. You think you got to play the minutes. He's going to have to play the minutes here. He takes the big man Marcus away from the basket and goes strong into 2 very athletic players.
And now 2 fouls on Marcus. So Marcus in a little bit of foul trouble here early. Forshon's free throw is good.
Yeah, the problem is that you take Marcus out of the game and GW takes a little rest, but then they bring Nate Williams in, who's bigger than anybody on the court for GW. And that's really, that's tough to handle. He's just not as athletic or as offensive-minded as Marcus.
Gonna be a push right there on Western, and another foul right into the game. Nate Williams fouls immediately. So that's the 7th foul already, and GW will shoot 1 in the bonus. So 13:36 to play, and both teams now will shoot the bonus from here on out.
It's important to understand that it's not only that they're fouling, but they're giving them to stop the clock and to relax. This team is tired. As you see, they get a timeout. George Washington a timeout. But George Washington is depleted in forces. They need that timeout when they're shooting the free throws, and it really is helpful. Every time they foul him and put him on a strike.
Monroe was able to come down with it, took a dribble as he went down, and then smart enough when he hit the ground to call a timeout. He had control of the basketball, hit the ground, and called timeout. So GW keeps the ball on the offensive end. 32 seconds on the shot clock. They lead 9-8. And to tell you the truth, with 2 fouls on Chris Marcus, I think that Coach Carl Hobbs has to be happy with the way his team has come out and took that first salvo from Western Kentucky.
I think he's very happy at the tempo of the game also, because my feeling is you come in, you run these guys ragged, so at the second half, they're mincemeat. You're ready to put a fork in them. But at this stage of the game, they're not running. GW is walking the ball up court. It's a perfect tempo for George Washington.
Monroe out on the wing. Now he drives into the paint, lost the ball, but he gets it off to Smith. Oh, nice acrobatic move to the hole, but goes down, and here comes Sparks the other way, leading the break. Nice pass to Wells, goes up and under, and that'll be a charge on Wells. Mike Wells.
Well, the little man just sprinted down the court. Sprinted and just waited. See, he's waiting right there saying, come on, somebody come into me. He sort of pushed in. You can see he pushed into Wells and fell down, took the charge.
So 8 fouls now on Western Kentucky. There's a press by Western. The referee throws the ball to Dario Scott, threw it over his head.
Turnovers all around.
Yeah. DJ will take it all the way down into the lane and then come back out with it. Spins back around Sparks. Finds his open man is Scott. Scott's 3 is no good. Western won it out again with Sparks claiming the rebound.
That's not a shot that Hobbs wants. Wants the ball movement.
Wells fires up an air ball. And George Washington, 3 guys breaking down the court. Smith open. Yep, he had to spin around with it.
Well, that's 2 possessions. When you're trying to maintain the tempo, those are 2 possessions that really hurt you. T.J. Thompson bringing the ball down court, and Scott shooting an errant jump shot, and then having a turnover on the transition fast break.
George Washington releasing both wingmen as soon as the ball went up, and they were a good 15 feet behind any Western defender after the rebound. But Smith walked, and now Pandoff. Nice player here as he drives in and gets the dunk. Boy, he is a nice slasher to the basket.
That's reminiscent of last night when they got a little stagnant against UK. Pandoff took it right to the basket and dunked in the heart of the defense.
GW wants a 30-second timeout, but Pandoff is one of those players who I think is got a pro game to him. He looks to go to the basket. He's got a nice little jump shot on him. He's got good size. And I think he's one of those players that is learning and getting better. He sat out all of last year, and now he's come back. So it's his 3rd year in college basketball. But there you see he goes right to the hole, and he can finish.
Well, it's a little bit of a mismatch on Colucci, who's slow of foot, but he's got a quick step. He's also very athletic. And you can see right there, you know, to come to a stop and then go up and dunk it. He's got some hops too.
So 10-9, Western leads by 1, and GW and Coach Carl Hobbs just took that 30-second timeout, wanted to regroup a little bit. And they come back with the same team they had before. Dario Scott, TJ Thompson, Greg Colucci, Jason Smith, and of course, Chris Monroe.
George Washington's handled the pressure pretty well.
Again, they're trying to dive in and then kick it back out to the wings for open threes. And this time Monroe drives all the way down and he lays it up and in. So Chris Monroe, he's got 8 points early in this basketball game, and it's an 11-10 lead. 3 on the way is no good, but there's Pandoff to pull it down. Ball's out on the floor. Nice block by Smith on the inside.
Well, that was a good play by Sparks. Looking inside to Wells, cutting to the basket. See right here, Sparks no-look pass, left-handed, flings it. Smith, who's an excellent shot blocker, got up there a little bit late on him.
Reminds me a little bit of a guy that you got to see for a long time, James Posey. Very long, very quick, and very quick off his feet to block shots like that.
Posey playing for the Denver Nuggets, for a former UK alum.
Dan Issel.
Dan Issel.
There's Posey out of Xavier University. Skip Prosser, who has moved on. Wake Forest. Thad Mata taken over at Xavier. A lot of coaching changes in the last year in college basketball. Of course, Tom Penders left George Washington. Carl Hobbs has taken over there.
There were 7 coaching changes in Atlantic 10.
Alone. It's amazing. So timeout on the floor. We're knotted at 11. 11:51 to play here in the championship game of the Pizza Hut NABC Classic from Rupp Arena in Lexington. We'll be back with more after this on Fox Sports Net.
AmeriCorps is a lot like hoops.
It takes dedication, drive, and teamwork.
Are you up to the challenge?
Give a year of your life to AmeriCorps.
Everybody wins.
Make the holidays special this year with Kay Jewelers and Fox Sports Net. Watch the Cavs this season and have a shot at winning a $250 gift certificate to Kay Jewelers. All you have to do is drop a postcard in the mail, including your name, address, and phone number, and we'll do the rest. During each Cavs telecast from November 7th to December 15th, we'll draw the lucky winner, so don't wait. Make the holidays special this year and get registered for the Fox Sports Net Ultimate Holiday Giveaway. Sponsored by Kay Jewelers and Fox Sports Net.
Back at Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky for the Pizza Hut NABC Classic Championship game. We got a tie game at 11. Hey, coming up tomorrow on Fox Sports Net, the Columbus Blue Jackets take it south to battle the Nashville Predators. Watch Blue Jackets Icebreaker at 7:30, followed by the Face-Off at 8, right here on Fox Sports Net. Be sure to check your local listings. Blue Jackets and Predators, two of the newest teams in the NHL. Battle it out in Nashville. Gaylord Entertainment Arena. Great place to see games, man. Nice place. Columbus has got a great arena, the Nationwide. Beautiful. Beaten off. Misses. Colucci runs it down. 2-on-1. Thompson runs it down after the kind of a tough pass to take hold of, and then he gets hammered.
Well, Sparks is going a mile a minute.
You know, sometimes, Steve, you talk about how quick and how everywhere, but sometimes you got to knock it down at speed, don't you?
Well, I think so. Nate Williams dumped that ball out to Colucci, trying to bat it out side, and Colucci throws it to TJ Thompson, acrobatically grabs it, stops on a dime, throws up another horse shot.
So right now, I think this game is exactly the way Carl Hobbs would like it to see. It's a low-scoring game. It's a half-court style game. They're not really getting up and down the floor too much. Plays right in the Colonials' hands right now. Sparks changes gears again, gets it off inside to Williams, loses it, still in the paint with it. Oh, that was a wild spinning shot. Out of bounds it goes. It'll go to GW.
Well, Carl Hobbs is happy that they've neutralized the big men for Western. Western hasn't taken advantage.
And now Caleb Halcomb will come into the game. He is another long, lanky player at 6'10".
Pressure hasn't bothered George Washington a bit. Western's now picking it up a little bit full court.
Curry and Robinson both coming back into the game for Western as they're trying to get a couple of their starters back into the game after a quick 2-3 minute blow. Monroe to Thompson. Boy, they break the press easily. Nice pass, 4-shot. Blocked out of there by Halcomb at 6'10". He went up strong, but Halcomb just knocked it out of there. Hand off to Halcomb out front. High post. Vanoff trying to get his man down low as Robinson's jumper is short. Knocked out of there, and here comes Colucci the other way with it.
Western's ice cold.
Nice tap back by 4-shot. He couldn't get the rebound, so he just tapped it back.
Well, we were talking about Marshall, really having problems being cold. It obviously has something to do with George Washington's defense. They are very scrappy, and they pack it in the lane, and they've taken away that little mid-range jump shot.
Going to be a charge there as Thompson was a little out of control, but Western just 3 of 13 from the floor, 0 for 9 from the field.
Watch here, T.J. Thompson taking it all the way to the baseline. That is a play that you need to teach. But Carl Hobbs, by the time T.J. Thompson's 4th year, he'll be pulling up for that little jump shot instead of taking it all the way to the glass.
Yeah, right when you turn that corner, pull up, 6-foot jumper.
That's where Slay is so tough for Marshall.
Stop on a dime. Boy, Robinson splits the double team, goes through the lane, and another charge as Smith was able to hold his ground.
And that's another play. Same play. Other end. You pull up and you shoot that jump shot. You're in the lane. Stop right here. Boom.
Goes all the way through. Handoff finishes strong, but charged beforehand in full court press. They get it into T.J. Thompson. That's the guy that they want the ball in his hands. He is the best ball handler on the team.
Well, the good thing about George Washington is if he doesn't bring it up, Chris Monroe can bring it up, and he's strong enough to protect the ball.
Colucci is the off guard. He's the guy that they like to spot up. Robinson stays close on him off the ball. Western playing that tight man-to-man defense. George Washington hadn't figured it out yet. Smith got to use the glass on that one. It's too hard. Out of bounds. Wells knocked it out and will stay GW's ball.
GW is playing above the rim. Nice drive by Smith. That's a nice shot. He pulled up, missed it. 4-shot went straight to the hoop, almost hit a stick back.
Thompson holds it out in front. They're looking to go inside. Can't, so he'll pull it back out and reset the offense. Thompson pulls it out. Western stays in that tight man-to-man defense. Now here comes the count as Thompson has to do something. Breaks into the circle, kicks it off to Monroe. He'll go all the way up and under, uses the glass, and puts it home.
Well, that's nice body movement, body control. Handoff went up to set, take the charge. Monroe slid around him with his body while he was up in the air and laid it off the glass.
So GW leads now 13-11. Boy, they're just pounding away on each other down low. Halcomb and 4-shot. 4-shot has to be careful. He's in there with 2 fouls. Robinson comes in, ripped from behind. And Colucci, when that happens, Steve, sometimes you gotta, because that could have been called on 4-shot, and if you're the other guy and you know your buddy's already got 2 or 3, you stick the hand up right now and kind of deke the referee, don't you?
Well, yeah, and I think 4-shot is a smart enough player. He stayed out of that mix. It really wasn't a good move. He beat Colucci, let him take it up. He wasn't ready to shoot the shot.
Robinson hits the first. Kid out of Paris, Kentucky, Bourbon County High School, just down the road from Lexington. Pulls them to within 1. 8:49 to play here in the championship game, the NABC Classic. And Robinson hits them both, and we got a tie game again.
You look at it from Coach Fenton's point of view in Western, they've had a chance, even though it's 13-all in the championship game. They feel like they should be beating George Washington, but they've had a chance to rest, even though he's got 2 fouls. Rest Marcus for most of this half.
Monroe will fire a 3. That's short. Halcomb comes up with the rebound. Both of these teams run such a high last night after those victories. As you said, awful tough to come back 24 hours later and play good basketball. Whoa, nice move by Curry. Could have been a foul on the inside, but Curry takes it right up and lays it in.
That's what Coach Carl Hobbs does not want to happen. An easy drive to the basket with no hand in the face. Nobody stepping up to take the charge. Uncontested layup.
Now they go back inside. 4-shot, little jump hook off the glass. No good. Robinson with the rebound. And here comes Western running the other way. Now they got the running game going a little bit. Stops, pops, 3, no good. Short. Rebound, Wells coming off. Boy, almost did the splits down there. And Wells might be hurt. He went down pretty hard, but he's okay. 15-13 your score. 7:49 to play. We'll be back with more after this on Fox Sports Net.
Are you ready for the coming snow, sleet, and torrential downpours? We've got 3 words for you. Ford Truck Season. Now, save big on Ford Ranger with 0% financing. That's interest savings of over $3,200. 0 financing on the best-selling Ranger. Plus, buy now and make no payments until March. Ford Truck Season. Now at your Greater Cincinnati Ford dealer.
Somewhere between the 3-course meal they expect and the 0-course meal you feel like cooking is a solution in the form of a telephone. Call Domino's and we'll deliver the meal, not just pizza. Domino's has spicy buffalo wings, cheesy bread, and even delicious Cinesticks for dessert. Call now. It's your best course of action. Get the door. It's Domino's. Call now and get 2 large 1-topping pizzas for only $13.99. Delivered right to your door for just $13.99. Call Domino's, where delivery is not extra.
Hey, what's the matter?
I'm trying to decide about a cash advance. Do I get one, not get one?
First time, huh?
Yeah.
Cashland has a special phone line where you just call in, answer a few questions, and your cash is waiting. Real cash, too, not a check. It couldn't be easier. And no worries about bounced checks, credit card balances, or your credit rating.
Okay, I'll do it.
Attaboy, Tiger. For cash advances, phone in, carry out. Only at Cashland, the cash carry-out.
Championship game of the Pizza Hut NABC Classic. Western leads by 2, and you think Tubby Smith got his guys going after last night's loss in the consolation game. UK in the first half took 45 shots. In this game, both teams combined, George Washington and Western, have only taken 36 shots.
I think a lot of those shots were carried. Getting his arm loose.
Hand off with the nice entry pass. Lays it up and in. Beautiful play on the inbounds. You've got to seal in the middle. You can't let the lob pass go to the basket, and they did.
That just kills Carl Hobbs, especially out of a timeout. Obviously a set play by Dennis Felton.
Now they get it to their bread and butter. Smith turns around and puts it in. This guy's a player.
Nice post-up move by Jason Smith. He's got to come to play here in the next couple minutes. 7 minutes to half. They're hanging close, but they'd like to have a lead going in the locker room.
The only problem with him, he's 7.5 inches taller than me. I got him by 10 pounds. 17-15, Western leads at the 7-minute mark. Stay with that 3-guard offense. Double low post, now Curry. Oh, nice move. He gets down the baseline but loses the ball. Now they swing it. Robinson inside the stripe, puts it up, no good, but Colucci fouled him on the way up.
Colucci was flying at the jump shooter. He tried not to foul him, but it was a nice move by Robinson using his body. You'll see, pulls him up, fakes him, goes into him.
Got to stay on your feet.
It's an old one-on-one move from the playground to get that extra shot.
Have to stay on your feet because Western very good from the charity stripe. They're 7 of 9 tonight. They missed there.
You know, in college basketball these days, I'm just not seeing the free throw shooting. I mean, it is a free shot. It's something you can practice. And you see so many people missing, shooting in the 60s, college basketball.
Roma comes back in the game, so the big fella with 3 fouls comes back. Robinson misses them both. After making the last 2 without even drawing iron, this time he comes up short on both attempts.
They won't have a chance to set up their press, which I know they want to set up, so double-edged sword right here.
Thompson again drives to the paint. Dishes out to the wing. Smith misses the jumper. He gets his own rebound as it comes out. Colucci, had an open 3. Didn't take it. Now he's stuck. Kicks it out. Thompson will fire it up there. Long 3 in and out. Hopkins with the rebound. Western running again the other way. Robinson finds Wells, right wing. Now they kick it back. Curry drives to the middle again. Now he's stuck in no man's land. Wells almost lost it out of bounds. Little ragtag right now by Western, and Curry pulls it back out.
And that's what he has to do. He's the point guard. He's the leader. It's a lot of chaos on this half-court offense.
And they're going to get an offensive foul on Halcomb inside. He's battling with Roma. And Halcomb trying to move him out of there. Put an elbow on his chest to move him, and they caught it.
The point guard needs to get these guys together and let them realize, yeah, we're only up by 2 points, but this is a championship game. Let's be smart. Good ball movement. Realize these guys are going to drop down and take everything out of the inside. And obviously, because they're smaller, George Washington's using their body, using their hands. It's frustrating. And obviously, you saw some frustration on that last play.
Wiedenoff back in the game for Western as Derek Robinson takes a seat. Coach Dennis Felton talks to him. 2-point game, 17-15 inside of 6 minutes, and now another offensive call, this time against GW. We'll go back the other way. And the same thing, Smith trying to move big fella Halcomb out of there, throws an elbow.
Well, they're trying to set picks. They're trying to move around down low. When you set a pick, you're supposed to be stationary. But, you know, you don't want to get in trouble by your coach for letting that guy get through, so you got to give him a little hip check.
17-15, very low-scoring affair here in the championship game. The NABC Classic at Rupp Arena. Curry pulls it back outside, sets up the offense again. Kind of a matchup defense by George Washington, or zone.
Well, it looks like they're playing a man-to-man, but they're dropping in the lane, making sure there's a hands worth of help in the paint. You have 3 guys in the paint at any one time, and they're forcing you to shoot that 3.
Handoff misses. Monroe got the rebound, took a shot in the jaw, but no call, and he brings it up. Into the offensive end. Monroe's been quiet for about the last 10 minutes. Colucci, he fires an off-balance 3, and Halcomb gets the rebound. We'll go back the other way again. Been 1 and out for GW. Wells, 3, no good, too hard. Battle for the rebound. Colucci comes down with it with Wiedenoff, and will jump it up again. Colucci had the inside position, but Wiedenoff was didn't foul him. He just had those long arms over the top. And Colucci didn't have control of the basketball, is why that wasn't a foul.
Well, I like the game plan employed by Carl Hobbs. He is just letting them shoot that 3, thinking that last night they might have shot a lot of threes that went down on momentum, and because of the emotion of the game, these guys had a good positive attitude, but they're coming out right now, and they are stone cold right now from 3-point range.
17-15. Western now 0 for 12 from beyond the arc. Wiedenoff gets the tap, and Derek Robinson runs it down. Monroe has the only 3 of the game. He, of course, plays for George Washington. He'll fire another one. Wiedenoff, and he finally hits one. 1 for 13.
Well, they're doing all this without Marcus in the game. Chris Marcus has been out with foul trouble. He's got 2 fouls. He's been down for about 12 minutes now.
Totally different game when he is not on the floor. And now a 3-second call, and very upset is Dario Scott. He wanted the ball, and Smith never got it to him. And now a 5-point Western lead and a chance to really give themselves some breathing room with a bucket here.
It's been a good game as far as handling the basketball. Not many turnovers, but the half-court offense has been abysmal.
Now Pandoff looks inside for Halcomb, knocked out of his hands, but he gets it back. 3 on the way, too strong. Ball battled for, and there's a foul. It's going to be on Halcomb over the top.
Good box out by Forshawn. The freshman is a very fundamental player. As soon as the ball went up, he take the long rebounds off the 3-point shot attempt. Forshawn backed up, and Halcomb came over his back.
GW's bench yet to be a factor in this basketball game. No points.
Yeah. And it may be that way. Roma's the only one so far has gotten off the vine. Last night, Monroe played 40 minutes. You know, as we said in the open, their starting 5 all played over 27 minutes. That's tough.
Forshawn gets the roll. 2-ball Forshawn. Out of Roman Catholic High School in Willingboro, New Jersey. And again, Chris Marcus has been anchored to that bench with a couple of fouls for about 11 minutes now. And when he was in there, a little bit of a force inside. Controlled the interior. 2017, a 3-point lead by Western. Wiedenoff looking to get a shot off, but can't do it, so he gives it up to Robinson. Now Wiedenoff gets free. 3, good. 2 in a row by Wiedenoff. Philippe Wiedenoff.
Well, you have enough guys in that bench, you say you keep rotating them in there. Somebody's bound to hit a shot, and Wiedenoff done it twice.
Smith lost it on the way up, and it hit the shot clock, so that's a turnover. 3:44 to play in the first half, and Western's opened it up, 23-17 lead. We're at the NABC Classic at Rupp Arena in Lexington. We'll be back with more after this.
No one knows exactly how man discovered fire. Whether it was lightning hitting a tree or rubbing 2 sticks together. But we do know that 10 minutes later, he discovered meat. The new menu at Damon's. That's hot, baby. The grill is on.
The Dodge Durango. It not only hauls almost 4 tons, it's the lowest price SUV you can get with a V8 engine.
Oh, great. Stuck behind another one of these.
Now get 7-year or 100,000-mile powertrain protection and 0% APR on 2002 Dodge Durango.
This is a story about a man, a story about desire, a story about the ultimate teacher, the coach. Upon his values, we will build a nation. With his words and wisdom, we will write a new constitution. The Eddie Robinson Foundation was created to continue what the coach started, to expand on it, to teach young people to stand up in the storm, but to have the compassion for those who fall, to have a heart that is clean and a goal that is high.
Western Kentucky leads George Washington 23-17. For Western, they missed their first 12 3-pointers. And then Philippe Wiedenoff come off the bench, and he's hit 2 of 3 for 6 points. Took them almost 15.5 minutes to hit their first 3. And Wiedenoff has hit 2 in the last minute.
That's why this team is going to be so good in March. It's because they have the depth. Last night was Pandoff. Tonight is Wiedenoff.
Well, it's like you said, they've got so many weapons, you just keep going until you find one that's clicking. Wiedenoff another 3, and that one's short.
I like that idea. Get it back to the guy who's hot.
Tipped back by Robinson, but Pandoff took an extra step on the inside, shuffled his feet. Couldn't really get his feet underneath him.
So many teams, when a guy hits 2 or 3 jump shots, they go away from him. And in this case, I like the fact that they went back to him, even though he missed a jump shot.
Korshot couldn't get the ball in, so he calls a 30-second timeout. Important possession for GW. They're down 23-17 and really haven't done a whole lot set offensively wise.
I wish Coach Hobbs had a little bit more expression. He's just, you can tell he's not a very emotional coach. He's a former point guard. This guy's won everywhere that he has played. And he's a winner, and he hates to see when mental mistakes are made. He likes to fashion himself as being a teacher of the game, and I think that in 8 years he's been in college basketball coaching, he's gone to 8 postseason tournaments.
Carl Hobbs begging and pleading his players to do the right thing, and Colucci will come in for Dario Scott, so they get an extra, but I don't think he can. Yep, Scott's going to have to stay in. They wanted to get that extra guard in to help with the press, but they're going to have to go with what they got. They got it into Monroe. The guy you want in his hands or Thompson's. They're the best ball handlers on the team.
That timeout, I think what they're going to try to do is let Monroe get the ball in the middle, and it's called bull. When he gets the ball in the middle, they get him the ball, he can do it. He shoots a jump shot, or he penetrates the basket, comes off a double pick. Here it goes. Now they're going down low this time.
Stolen away from behind. Ball still on the ground. Knocked out of bounds by Derek Robinson. You know, since Chris Marcus left the game, they've gone away from the inside game. And when Western was banging it down inside, they're 5 of 6 on 2s inside the arc. And that's it, 2 of 16 outside of the arc. TJ Thompson lets fly with a 3. That's no good. Derek Robinson comes up with it. 3-on-1 break. Oh, what a beautiful play by T.J. Thompson. Monroe pulls it away from Wiedenhoff. Little push from behind. He goes back up when he's fouled. Oh, Monroe can't do that. He kind of threw an elbow late.
And there's no reason for that. I mean, that was a good, solid foul. You go to the basket. I mean, it's like calling a penalty when you tackle the quarterback. Hey, you take it to the basket, they foul you. You got to take it strong. He did. Got a foul by Wiedenhoff. Hey. But it was a great anticipation by T.J. Thompson. He was going for that pass because if he misses the pass, it's a layup anyway. That's going for the block.
Saw that swipe there. Monroe misses the first free throw, so it stays 23-17. Monroe has 10 of the 17 points, make it 11. 23-18, they finally got off of 17. Been there forever. With 2:35 to play, 23-18 is your score. Drop it down again as they go down low. And this time, missed easy shot on the inside was Nate Williams, but he got a whack on the elbow, so he'll go and he'll shoot two.
Well, they need to go back down low. I mean, Williams is bigger than anybody on their team. Rashawn's strong, but he got a little chicken wing on that one. Hooked him with an elbow, took it strong to the basket, but, you know, as we just talked about, when they go inside, they can score. And that's where they can make some hay against this George Washington team.
Well, Steve, that's the difference between being a junior and a freshman. You learn how to kind of hook without extending your arm. He just put the arm out the elbow and kind of hooked him with that and was able to get around him.
It is incredible how by the time you're a senior, you know all the tricks of the trade.
That doesn't help as they miss both free throws and Smith claims the rebound. So 23-18 is your score. George Washington is going to have another chance to whittle away at that lead as we quickly approach the 2-minute mark in the first half of the championship game of the NABC Classic. Colucci got hit as he came through, but he loses the ball. 3-on-1 break. Williams can't finish. Ball's on the ground. Colucci's got it going back the other way to Smith. He'll come up inside and lays it in.
This team does not go away. They're down by 3 points. You start counting them out. Western makes a run. GW comes back.
Bench urging on. Curry goes flying in. Blocking foul.
You know, I think Curry went in there. He did what Monroe did the other end. Used his body. He knew he was going to run smack dab into Jason Smith, but he moved his body, used some body control to get out of the way.
But what a huge foul on Smith. That's number 4, and they can ne'er lose him for any length of time because he is a very, very good player.
You're going to see him take the air out of the ball when they bring it in the offensive end. See if they can work it around, use some of the clock, try to get through halftime with Smith on the bench.
Now Scott's just going to have to come in and play big. Dario Scott, Lynchburg, Virginia. He's a freshman, 6'6", 225-pounder. Looks bigger than that. Curry hits them both. Bernardo Curry hits them both, and again, it's a 5-point lead at 25-20. And Nate Williams will take a seat for the final 149 as Halcomb comes back in. Don't want to get Williams in foul trouble either.
It's so important for Western to make their free throws because they can set up the press.
They go over the top of it to Monroe with a half-court pass. He goes back to TJ, and this is what you just said. Pull it out, run some clock.
Let Monroe work on Wiedenhoff a little bit. Wiedenhoff is a good defensive player, and he and Monroe have been going back and forth with each other. When you get those emotions, when you just got to back off a little bit still, play fundamental, use your feet. He got caught using his hands on that play.
14 fouls now against Western, so fouls are starting to mount. Good thing they're deep, because it's just been a parade to the free throw line, but GW cannot cash in and miss again. 5 of 9 from the free throw line as a team. Monroe misses them both, 5 of 10, so just 50%. They hit them all. They're tie game right now. 25-20 is your score. Derek Robinson sit off, hand off to Wiedenhoff to Robertson. He goes back to Curry. Had a thought from 3. Derek Robinson isn't shy. He'll let it fly, and that's an air ball. This is everything. But Wiedenhoff was able to get it, but he walked. Tried to stay in bounds and shuffled his feet a little bit.
Well, it really wasn't a great shot. Shot clock wasn't winding down. You know, at halftime, I bet you Dennis Felton's going to tell him, you don't get the ball inside every time to Chris Marcus. I'm going to pull you out of the game.
Yeah, don't blame him. 25-20, 1:11 to play here in the first half. Thompson again holds it out front. It's Colucci on the wing. Again, they can't get it down low as handoff just stays in the middle, a one-man zone. You see him right there by the SEC, number 45. He just hangs back. So that leaves Scott wide open. He lets fly a three. It's no good. Forshon, a huge rebound for GW. Back to Thompson, and he'll set things up, bring it back out again. There is a 13-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. 25 now on the shot clock. They go back inside, two-ball Forshon, double move, off the glass, no good. Handoff with the rebound, they can hold it for the last shot. 30 seconds to play in the first half. Renardo Curry will walk it up, and Coach Dennis Felton tells him one shot, one shot. 18, Curry starts to his left to set up the offense. Curry goes all the way down the lane, off the glass, no good. Forshon rebound, 10 seconds. Gets it out, Dario Scott. He lays it off for Colucci, who charges. What a nice defensive play by Wells on the inside, and that's 3 fouls now on Colucci. That was a play there that is a backbreaker. You have the numbers 3-on-1, bad pass, and they can't finish. Get Colucci out of the game. Coming in for GW is Louis Helton. Louis Helton, the freshman guard from California. Here comes Sparks all the way down. Robinson, 3 on the way, and it's good at the buzzer. Derek Robertson, his first field goal of the game, and it's a 3. And we're going to the half, 28-20. Western takes the lead as Derek Robertson hits at the buzzer. Gets his first field goal of the game, and the lead is 8. Western 28-20. Steve Wolf is heading over to talk to Coach Carl Hobbs, whose George Washington Colonials hung tough through most of the first half, but foul trouble put him in a hole at the end, and they were able to hit the 3 right at the buzzer to put Western up 28-20. And let's go now to Steve Wolf. Steve?
Okay, we're here with Coach Hobbs. Coach, interesting first half. Up to that last three-point jump shot, they were struggling. You had them pinned down inside. You were stopping the inside game. That's a little bit of a backbreaker, but you're still only down 8.
Oh, you know, I tell you, we haven't hit our stride. I thought a few times we were a little selfish with the basketball, and we're playing like a young basketball team right now. I hope that we can get our composure, stay a little bit poised, and take our time on offense, and we allow too much penetration and too many second shots.
How are you going to protect Jason Smith in this second half?
Well, we got a very difficult task because Jason plays with a great deal of energy. He's going to have to play very smart, and we're going to have to limit his minutes in the second half.
Coach, appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you.
Be back with more of the Pizza Hut NABC Classic on 4th Sports Net after this.
Over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go.
Now head home for the holidays in any new Jeep vehicle and take along the security of 7-year or 100,000-mile powertrain protection. Plus, through November 19th, 0% APR on select 02 models.
Hooray for the fun, is the pudding done? Hooray for the pumpkin pie.
S&S Tire has a lesson in high finesse. Next time you need tires for your car, SUV, or light truck, invest in a set of Pirelli tires. Pirelli tires will help your SUV handle more like a sports car. Pirelli tires can break through almost anything without breaking the bank. Invest in the Pirelli Scorpion for the lowest price at S&S Tire, your light truck headquarters. Our advice, venture with less capital on Pirelli tires. S&S Tire, the tire store you can trust.
Hey, what's the matter?
I'm trying to decide about a cash advance. Do I get one, not get one?
First time, huh?
Yeah.
Cashland has a special phone line where you just call in, answer a few questions, and your cash is waiting. Real cash, too, not a check. It couldn't be easier. And no worries about bounced checks, credit card balances, or your credit rating.
Okay, I'll do it.
Attaboy, Tiger. For cash advances, phone in, carry out. Only at Cashland, the cash carry out.
Center to Odeline.
move. Shoot it, Sanderson. He scores. Yeah!
It's very clear our love is here to stay.
Heading home for the holidays? For a limited time, take along the security of 7-year or 100,000-mile powertrain protection on any new Chrysler vehicle. Plus, through November 19th, 0% APR on select 2002 models.
We're here. Our love is here to stay.
We're back at Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky. It is the championship game of the Pizza Hut NABC Classic. And tonight's NABC Classic is brought to you by Pizza Hut, where every week this fall you can get one of our delicious pizzas for an unbelievable low price. By Dodge, grab life by the horns. By Holiday Homes, the Tri-State's largest supplier of housing. By CHA Health, your kind of people, your kind of care. By Ford, leading the way. And by S&S Tire, the tire store you can trust. We're at the half. Western leads 28-20 over George Washington. We'll be back with much more after this on Fox Sports Net.
Just push me. You gotta beat it anyway. Just push me.
Now get 7-year or 100,000-mile powertrain protection and 0% APR on 2002 Dodge Ram.
Yo, you know who led the league in assists last year? Should have been you, yo. No doubt, boo, no doubt. Yo, I gotta show these suckers how to play this game. Let them know. A lot of these beat ballers don't be realizing that passing be your art, kid. I got the flavor that you savor. Watch my Andre Miller no-look confusion maker. Hey, Utah, there's a little something we call style. What?
Over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go.
Now head home for the holidays in any new Jeep vehicle and take along the security of 7-year or 100,000-mile powertrain protection. Plus, through November 19th, 0% APR on select 02 models.
Hooray for the fun, is the pudding done? Hooray for the pumpkin pie.
If you have a problem with drugs or alcohol, you're going to hit bottom. But today, more employers than ever want to help. Ask about the Substance Abuse Treatment Referral Program where you work, or call 1-800-662-HELP.
They're athletes and scholars who've gone the extra mile to make differences in their communities. They are the Wendy's High School Heisman Award finalists. Sprinting into the competition as co-captain of the gymnastics and cross-country team at Cuyahoga Heights High School, Carolyn Pajeska has displayed excellence across the board. While maintaining a 3.95 GPA, Carolyn is also the vice president of the National Honor Society, and she's an active volunteer for the United Way. Congratulations, Carolyn, from Wendy's and Fox Sports Net.
Welcome back to Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky. It's a championship game of the Pizza Hut NABC Classic. Western Kentucky has the lead over George Washington 28-20. Jeff Pecoro and Steve Wolf on the court here. And Steve, the first half, you got to believe that both of these teams were so high after their wins last night, they had to have a letdown. It's happened here in the first half.
Well, I would hope you think that way, because really struggling from the outside from Western Kentucky. But when they brought the ball inside, they were very successful. George Washington's having troubles both ways. They don't mind this low-scoring game of 28-20.
Steve, one of the ways that you could see that they might be a little bit tired is all the fouls, because a lot of reaching, not really moving their feet. The quickness just isn't there.
Well, and it's important because Jason Smith, we alluded to it with Carl Hobbs, going out at halftime, he has 4 fouls, and that's a real big factor because they have nobody else that can spell him off the bench.
Let's take a look at our halftime statistics. They're brought to you by Provident Bank. Your place for winning advice. Field goal percentage down for both teams. GW just 24%. Free throws only 5 of 10, 9 of 15 for Western. 3-point field goals, 1 of 10 and 3 of 18. So everything is coming up short for both of these teams.
Well, and you can look at the bench points, 11-0, and that's not something that's going to be new. We figured that they don't have a bench at George Washington, which really does hurt them, but 24%, those are Marshall figures.
Now on to the leading scores in tonight's game, brought to you by CHA Health, your kind of people, your kind of care. Now let me tell you something, folks, for George Washington, that's the only 3 guys that have scored. Chris Monroe, Tamal Forshawn, and Jason Smith. That's it. That's 20 points for them.
Yeah, and they need to get somebody else in the game. Roma has got to contribute because when Smith is out of the game, or if he's not as aggressive, they need somebody else that's going to help them score. I think Scott has got to step it up in the second half also.
All right, we are at the half, and Western has an 8-point lead after that big 3-pointer right at the buzzer. It's 28-20. We'll be back with highlights and more after this on Fox Sports Net.
It's very clear our love is here to stay.
Heading home for the holidays? For a limited time, take along the security of 7-year or 100,000-mile powertrain protection on any new Chrysler vehicle. Plus, through November 19th, 0% APR on select 2002 models.
We're here.
Our love is here to stay.
Somewhere between the 3-course meal they expect and the 0-course meal you feel like cooking is a solution in the form of a telephone. Call Domino's and we'll deliver the meal. Not just pizza. Domino's has spicy buffalo wings, cheesy bread, and even delicious Cinesticks for dessert. Call now. It's your best course of action. Get the door. It's Domino's. Call now and get 2 large 1-topping pizzas for only $13.99. Delivered right to your door for just $13.99. Call Domino's, where delivery is not extra.
You know, my grandfather was a really wise man, and he used to say when things are good, they're going to get worse. And when things are bad, they always get better. That's why this is the best time to buy a new home. Because right now at Holiday Homes, with just 3% down and an incredibly low 4.75% interest rate, you can own a spacious new home, including the land and all improvements, taxes and insurance, for only $600 a month. You can own the American Dream today. Visit a Holiday Home Sales Center or Freedom Home Subdivision today.
Over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go.
Now head home for the holidays in any new Jeep vehicle and take along the security of 7-year or 100,000-mile powertrain protection. Plus, through November 19th, 0% APR on select 02 models.
Hooray for the fun, is the pudding done? Hooray for the pumpkin pie.
We're at the half here at Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky. It's the Pizza Hut NABC Classic, the championship game. And the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers hold an 8-point lead over George Washington. 28-20 is your score. Tonight's first half highlights are presented by David's. If you've got a passion for great food, come in soon. The grill is on.
Well, you can see Chris Monroe was all their offense in the first half. Takes it to the basket, gets fouled, pulls up for the 3-point jump shot. Western, on the other hand, a little bit of everybody. Marcus on the rebound, takes it up strong. Got help in the lane from Pandolf. Takes it strong to the basket for the dunk. Then Curry just going quick around the offense, or around the defense, laying it in, uncontested. But the big key in this first half is Vitinoff shooting the 3. He knocked down 2 back-to-back threes. Really broke the back. And then Robinson, at the end of the half, hitting the jump shot to put them ahead by 8, 28-20.
28-20 is the score, and for GW, they're going to have to get some help somewhere because only Monroe, Forshawn, and Smith have scored. That's it, shooting 24% from the field, and Western leads 28-20. We'll be back with more after this on Fox Sports Net.
You may have heard that Damon's has wall-to-wall big screens featuring non-stop sports action and a huge collection of team memorabilia displayed around the clubhouse. So, is Damon's a sports bar? Yeah, If you consider eating a sport, Damon's. The grill is on.
Are you ready for the coming snow, sleet, and torrential downpours? We've got 3 words for you. Ford SUV season. Now, save big on Ford Expedition with 0% financing. That's interest savings of over $5,300. Even get 0 financing on Explorer and Excursion. Plus, buy now and make no payments until March. Ford SUV season. Now at your Greater Cincinnati Ford dealer.
Looking for the perfect gift to send to those out-of-town friends and family? Give them the gift of good taste. Give them the gift of the Montgomery Inn. From our award-winning ribs and world-famous barbecue sauce to our chicken wings and all your other Cincinnati favorites, now you can send the things you love to the ones you love. Call 1-800-USA-RIBS today and give the gift of good taste from the Montgomery Inn. That's 1-800-USA-RIBS.
This is a time-starved brain reviewing finances. This is Chris's brain reviewing finances. Chris is a Provident personal banker. You get Chris when you invest $10,000 in our premium index money market account. Chris is a trained professional who can give you winning advice on ways to build and protect your wealth. Life's too short to spend it worrying about money. Call or stop by to get a personal banker working for you. Provident Bank.
Welcome back to Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky for the championship game of the Pizza Hut NABC Classic, where at the half, where the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers lead the George Washington Colonials 28-20. Now right at the half at the buzzer, Derek Robinson knocked down a 3, and Western's been able to move outside, but early in the game, the big key to their success has been Chris Marcus on the inside, and Derek Robinson talks about playing with the big fella.
Not only my game, but it opens, all our guards' game up. Chris is a big, a big target down low. A lot of teams really key on him, and that opens up things for everybody else. And he's really unselfish about getting the ball up, so it really makes it easier for guards out on the perimeter.
Well, Marcus will be back in there to start the second half as he basically rode the pine for the final 14 minutes of that first half, and I wondered why Tremaine Rolls wasn't in the game, and what do you have for us?
Well, his right wrist is injured. He'll be evaluated tomorrow, and he'll sit out the remainder of the game. So that they can put somebody else back in there, but he was a good jump shooter for them last night. He is going to be missed. But getting back to Marcus, he only played 6 minutes the first half at 8 points. So obviously he's rested, and they'll try to get the ball down to him in the low post. And it's also magnified that Jason Smith, who is sitting out, not starting the second half, will not be inside to help defend and block those shots down low.
Here we go with the second half. They'll jump it up at center court. It's won by Tamal Forshon as he wins the tip over the big man, Chris Marcus. GW will have the first chance to try to cut into this lead. And they've got the big fella, Albert Roma, in there. And Monroe leans in. Bad shot, no good. Knocked around on the inside, and Western comes away with it.
Not the kind of shot Carl Hobbs wants right out of the huddle.
Can't get a hold of it on the inside as Marcus. Knocked away, and here comes T.J. Thompson with 2 guys on him. He goes to the hole, stolen away. We'll go back the other way as Vietenoff has it. We get out-of-control play on the first 2 trips. And they find Vietenoff in the corner for a 3, and he knocks it down.
And he's lighting it up. Didn't shoot very well last night. Didn't play very many minutes, but they found somebody that can break down this George Washington defense, and it's Philip Vietenoff.
Well, I think GW likes to get down by about 18 before they start to play hard.
Well,
I should say play hard, but come back.
I think that Western's going to be waiting for that. They're not going to let that happen tonight.
Roma gives it back to Monroe. It's an 11-point lead at 31-20. Monroe goes into the land of the Giants, gives it off to Roma. He loses it. He had a clear path to the basket as Marcus had stepped up.
But you can't throw the ball to the big man around his knees, especially a big man that is not. Chris Marcus may catch that ball. Roma, if he was catching that ball, and he'd be first team Atlantic 10, but he's not, and he's coming off the bench. You got to throw the ball up where he can get it.
So GW gets it out underneath. Derek Robinson almost comes up with the steal, but he steps out of bounds. Well, GW's always had that big European fella. Remember Alexander Cole? Cole, a big fella.
A big fella. They have a lot of foreign students, obviously where they're located. It's an attraction.
Colucci lets fly with a 3. Robinson was right there to get a finger on it, but Thompson comes down with the long rebound. Monroe open, he'll fire a 3. That's going to be hard. It's got to be a little bit tougher to play in here, Steve, especially with not a whole lot of people in here, but as Wiedenhoff misses too, because now the backdrop is even deeper back there, and everybody's missing long now.
Well, they got to take it hold to the hole like that. Although T.J. Thompson missed on the drive, you take it strong to the hole. Chris Monroe got pushed out from underneath the basket, and there's going to be a foul. I think it's going to be Chris Monroe.
Yep, Wiedenhoff with the foul as Monroe went up. He got pushed from behind. So Wiedenhoff picks up his 3rd foul.
Just because Jason Smith isn't in there, and just because Marcus is back in for Western Kentucky, doesn't mean you don't take it strong to the basket.
Thompson in the corner, pulls it back out, and he'll reset the offense at the 18-minute mark. 31-20, 11-point lead for Western Kentucky. Forshon drops it down to the big fella. Roma, left-handed hook, no good. Missed everything.
I mean, it was a good idea getting the ball inside. Nice steal by T.J. Thompson.
Well, these two guards are really going at it. T.J. tried to draw the foul, but Robinson laid off him at the last second. Now they go inside to Marcus. Turnaround jumper, good.
You know, Jeff, he looked like he was shooting that down at the basket. He was. Nice turnaround. He's got soft hands and a real nice rotation. You can see where this kid's going to be a very nice player.
Thompson is so quick. They're going to call Curry for the foul. He was riding his hip all the way down the lane. That's the first foul on Curry.
Well, you can see Coach Hobbs over there instructing his point guard. That's his leader. He's always teaching him. A little bit too fast for his own good. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it was a foul.
He wanted to push it, but push it under control. Forshon turns, spins, misses the shot. There'll be a foul on Monroe inside, battling for the rebound with Wells.
They are depleted inside, and there's really nothing they can do as far as bringing in bench play.
And now Ely comes in, as does Dario Scott for George Washington. So now a couple more freshmen hit the floor.
And these guys are in here to get some fouls, try to have some stops. If I'm Western, I just throw it inside every single time. Everything goes through Chris Marcus.
Robinson in the corner there. He drops it down to Marcus. He spins into the lane. Stuck. Can't get anything away. Gives it off inside. Boyden off the glass. No good. Roma with the rebound. Ripping at him, but he holds on to it. Here comes GW. Did head to Forshon. Spin move back to the basket, but big Chris Marcus here ran into a wall.
Marcus didn't even try. He just happened to be there, and the ball came into his hand when Forshon reversed.
He reversed his pivot and looked right into the chest of Chris Marcus. TJ reached in. That'll be a foul on TJ Thompson.
And you don't need to do that. You can pressure him. Don't use your hands. A steal isn't going to change the game. Play good, solid defense. And I guarantee you, the coaches are sitting over there saying, you're a freshman. I can't wait till you're a sophomore. He's a heck of a player, but he's going to learn each and every year.
Western is on a 5-0 run here in the second half.
GW back in the zone.
They've yet to score here in the second half. 2-3 zone. Boyden sticks through it. Gives it off. Robinson. Fadeaway jumper from 15 is good.
Well, the defense right now for George Washington is really porous. Boyden had 3 people. His problem was he had 3 people to throw it to that were open. He didn't know which one to throw it to. With the Robinson, he sticks at the 9-10 footer.
TJ Thompson sticks a straightaway 3. We get a little bit of offense as Thompson just stepped up there. They gave him a couple steps. He shot it 2 steps behind the 3-point line.
That little man, I mean, that was a long way out for a little guy.
35-23, 12-point lead. First basket for George Washington of the half. It was a 3. 4 minutes plus into the second half. Marcus free on the inside, misses the shot. Roma comes flying in. He'll be charged with the foul as he came over the top.
Well, when Marcus misses that first shot, you can't allow him 2 shots at the basket from point-blank range. He's either going to make the shot or he's going to get fouled.
Timeout on the floor. 15:47 to go in this one. Western with a comfortable 35-23 lead. We'll be back with more of the second half action after this.
Changing your health care plan can be a good thing. You'll look for a wide network of caring doctors and more hospitals for more choices. Without referrals, access is easier than ever when you see a specialist in CHA Health's network. You're also backed by a team of people who are focused on great service. You'll find it all at CHA Health. Your kind of people, your kind of care. CHA Health. Change is in the air.
Hi, I'm Scott Sharp. I drive in the Indy Racing League. Some people think it's crazy that I get in my car and rocket around the track at over 200 miles an hour, just inches from the wall, other cars, and the ground. But what's really crazy is getting on a bike without a helmet. Whether it's a tricycle or motorcycle, a helmet should always be worn. Use your head. Always wear a helmet. The Indy Racing League and your American Red Cross working together to help families across America lead healthier, safer lives.
Beyond the Glory takes a special look at one of racing's greatest heroes. Dale Earnhardt was a giant who towered over NASCAR for more than 20 years.
The greatest race car driver that's ever buckled a helmet on, that's Dale Earnhardt.
He was the definition of what a race car driver should be, and his legacy will never be forgotten.
He touched so many people's lives.
Beyond the Glory looks back at the life of Dale Earnhardt, Sunday at 8 on Fox Sports Net.
Back at Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky for the championship game of the Pizza and NABC Classic. 35-23 Western leads. And Steve, let's go back and look at the keys to the game that you gave us earlier.
Well, the shot selection we talked about with GW. The first 15 minutes, they had good shot selection. Second half, they're struggling right now. Even though T.J. Thompson made that jumper, the long three-pointer. And the team defense is breaking down because Jason Smith's not in there. See the nice drive to the lane by T.J. Thompson. That's a nice, good offensive selection as far as the shot.
Took it off the glass, and he went all the way with it.
Well, you look at Western, their full court pressure has created problems. They also have taken advantage of that size inside and has opened up the outside for them, for Vidnoff.
Sparks tried to come inside, and Roma just threw that one away into the cheerleaders over there. No foul that time, as he's about a foot and a half taller, and they just threw it away.
Another mulligan by the ref.
Yep, he gave it to him, but one ref wasn't ready. And the other one already given the ball to Sparks.
Sparks threw that right up. I mean, Roma, if he jumped any higher, he might have missed it because it would have gone under his arm.
Robinson shakes free for a three, and he knocks it down.
No recovery, back to the jump shooter. From the guards, that's one of the things. When you pack it in, you got to get back out and recover to the shooter.
So again, a 13-point lead. They'd cut it to 10. TJ tries another three, and TJ Thompson hits another.
This team will not go away. They keep playing and keep struggling to get back in there. Offensive foul. This TJ Thompson is everywhere. The little man.
Yep. Wells that time came in, leaned in a little bit. They held their ground. It's an offensive foul. Hey, couple of scores to tell you about. How about this? Wake Forest has beaten Arkansas 76-71 in top 25 action. North Carolina loses to Hampton 77-69. And for all you Kentucky fans, Kyle Macy, the coach at Morehead State, gets a win as Morehead beats IUPUI 82-73.
Good steal by Robinson.
But he can't finish. Marcus inside battling. He lays it up and in. They just don't have anybody near big enough to knock him out of the lane.
Playing with him in the game is like playing on an 8-foot rim when you're a little kid. He's just above the rim, hardly with even jumping.
Colucci really short on that one.
Wasn't a very good shot. You still don't want to get out of your rhythm.
TJ Thompson diving out of bounds as he tries to save that one. Again, a 12-point lead for Western.
You still have to have good shot selection on the fast break. Just because it's a fast break doesn't mean you have to shoot it. Bring it back, circle the wagons, get the ball inside. You got Fortune who's been playing wonderful inside. You also have the big guy, Roma. He's got a height advantage right now with Marcus out of the game.
The two Bulgarians come back in for Western, Pandoff and Beatenoff.
Coach Hobbs is going to have to get Jason Smith in the game sometime, before this is a blowout.
Another jumper on the way is no good. Roma had the rebound, was knocked out of his hand, out of bounds. It will stay George Washington's ball. And now I guess he figures it's now or never, so Jason Smith will come back into the game with 4 fouls and Roma will come out.
Well, it's a smart move. I mean, you don't want to get too far down that you can't come back. If you're playing to win this game, you get him back in the game. There's still 14 minutes left. And if Smith's a senior, he's smart enough to make sure he plays under control.
Marcus went to the bench, and as soon as he went to the bench, they bring in Smith, the counter. So Monroe, T.J. Thompson tries another. He's got all the points this half, and that one's in and out. Three almost went in, but he couldn't hold it, and then he had a foul on Monroe.
Monroe's getting a little bit frustrated in the offensive set because they're collapsing on him. They can't guard him one-on-one, so he's penetrating. He has to dish off. And you can see on this play right here, nice open shot by T.J. Thompson. But you see right there, Monroe couldn't get the rebound. He grabbed in.
40-28. They lead by a dozen, does Western Kentucky. Now GW extends the pressure all the way out to midcourt. Robinson dribbles through his legs and just waits for something. A 1-4 stack on the offensive end. Now handoff, shoots out, gets it at the top of the key. Looking to go down low. Sparks shakes free. Three on the way, no good. Rebound comes off to Ely. The sophomore gets it ahead to T.J. Thompson, the freshman. He goes inside to Monroe, and it's batted out of there. But right back to T.J. Thompson. He recoils, fires. That's no good. Out of bounds it goes. It'll be Western's ball.
Well, you can see on that play, Chris Monroe did not get that rebound, but it wasn't for a lack of trying. He had three guys around him, and he used his arms, he used his legs. You see the shot goes up, or the pass goes into Monroe. He takes it strong, gets a block. Doesn't stop there. T.J. Thompson shoots the shot, and you can see Monroe fighting down low for that rebound. Just couldn't corral it.
Western has 3 blocks in the game, none for GW, and there's a steal. And they're going to call a foul on Curry. And that came from across the court as Ely made a nice steal and knocked it ahead, and then the trail ref saw that Curry was kind of pushing from behind, and so that's a foul on Curry.
Excellent trapping defense out by the hash mark. Makes it hard to feed the post from 40 feet away from the basket.
Still a 12-point lead for Western. T.J. Thompson, the only points for GW the second half. He's got all 3 buckets. Monroe looks inside. He'll take the jumper from 17 feet. It just will not fall for him. Forshawn goes back up under, and he was underneath the basket. When he shot, it hit underneath.
Well, if George Washington can score down on a couple of these possessions, they're back in the game. And I think Western starts getting a little bit the apple in the throat, worrying about them hanging around.
And now Western calls timeout. They want to get Marcus back into the game with 12:26 to play. Western leads at 40-28. 4 blocks for Western, none for GW. We'll be back with more second half action from the NABC Classic after this on Fox Sports Net.
Now get 7-year or 100,000-mile powertrain protection and 0% APR on 2002 Dodge Ram.
Recently at this quiet, unassuming little Pizza Hut, an interesting pizza discovery took place. Whoa! We've created the new Ultimate Lovers Pizzas from Pizza Hut. Our Lovers Pizzas now with 6 kinds of luscious cheese and 6 different kinds of seriously satisfying meat toppings, or 5 garden veggies, or 2 layers of zesty pepperoni. And you'll discover it's not $12.99, it's only $8.99. $8.99. The new Ultimate Lovers Pizzas, only from Pizza Hut. For only $2 more, make your Ultimate Lovers Pizza a large. Yep, you heard me, a large.
You know, my grandfather was a really wise man, and he used to say when things are good, they're going to get worse. And when things are bad, they always get better. That's why this is the best time to buy a new home. Because right now at Holiday Homes, with just 3% down and an incredibly low 4.75% interest rate, you can own a spacious new home, including the land and all improvements, taxes and insurance, for only $600 a month. You can own the American Dream today. Visit a Holiday Home Sales Center or Freedom Home Subdivision today.
A very low-scoring affair here in the championship game of the Pizza NABC Classic. 40-28 is your score, and George Washington has got absolutely nothing. 0 from their bench tonight. Western has 14 from their subs. And a pass goes through the hands of Pandoff, and we'll go back the other way.
I'll tell you, Carl Hobbs is working as hard as his players in the court. They came out in a full court trapping press. He's taken all the stops out, and then they had a half court trap. And he's rotating back Colucci and Ely, trying to get people in the game, keeping fresh faces. Great strategy, I love it.
So GW gets it out on the timeline. And now TJ Thompson, who has been the Iron Man for this GW team over the last 2 nights. Gets it up to Colucci. He's the three-point shooter, but he likes to spot up. Not a great creator of a shot for himself. And Monroe takes it right up into Marcus. Misses the first shot. It was blocked, but he does get the foul the second time up.
Well, he's strong. He's a competitor. I talked to the coaches before last night's game. He said he'll take Slay. He's going to try to take anybody he plays. And he went right around Robinson, takes it into the 7'1" Marcus. Says, hey, I'll get it back. I'll get it back 2-3 times.
And there was a reach in there on the second one by Robinson, but Monroe has to start hitting some free throws, and there he finally does.
Keep hanging around. You keep hanging around long enough. We saw what happened last night.
4 of 7 from the free throw line. 11:51 to go. It's a 10-point Western lead. It's the championship game of the Pizza NABC Classic. We'll be back with more after this.
One of college football's greatest rivalries is on Fox Sports Net. 2 legendary programs. 1 epic battle. The once mighty Bruins are desperate for a win over their inner city enemy. The Trojans can add to their storied history with another victory over their rival. College Football Saturday on Fox Sports Net, presented by Kyocera.
Center to O-line. Oh, hey! Come on. Great move. Shoot it, Sanderson. He scores! Yeah!
Western Kentucky leads George Washington by 10 here in the championship game of the NABC Classic. How about the hustle?
Well,
these guys.
This may be 2 underdogs playing in a championship game, but it is a championship game. You can see these guys want it, and there's desire and anguish in their faces. You can see here on Colucci. They want this W.
Tell you what, there's going to be some long, hot showers in the locker room after this game.
I don't know if they still use Bengay. Is it still around? Probably still using Bengay and Whirlpool.
Flexall, whatever it's called. These are all.
This trap is giving some props to Western Kentucky.
Western is trying to beat it by going over the top and throwing it to their taller players. Robinson wide open, goes right around all the way to the bucket and lays it up and in.
That was a directive from Coach Dennis Belt. He said, hey, get the ball inside. Drive. I don't want any three-point jumpers, and we got a big man down low.
Actually got a great screen by Marcus. He didn't mean to do it, but he's going out of bounds. So time. Now watch here. He makes the turn, and then Marcus is right there in the middle of the lane, and nobody can get around him. By the time you go over the top, it's too late.
He held off 3 or 4 people with that body.
George Washington this half has 4 turnovers. Western has 5 turnovers. But GW's yet to score off a turnover, where Western has 7 points off the 4 GW turnovers, and they have a 12-point lead. Some other scores to give you. And top 25 action, Florida, a winner over Florida State. Number 16 wins 68-47. Georgetown easily over Marymount, 108-47. Big Ten action, Northwestern a winner over San Jose State by 8. And Michigan beats Oakland 81-73. Cincinnati is playing at Oklahoma State. Game is tied at 10 early in the first half. So GW, again, a chance to cut into that 12-point lead. And they'd like to get Colucci 3 for 3. That time he forced it, missed everything.
He made 8 3-pointers in the last exhibition game and has been struggling ever since.
Oh, what a great tip pass from Sparks to Robinson to knock down to 3.
Well, Sparks was a scorer in high school, averaging 31 points a game. But I'll tell you, he's shown a lot of attitude. Great tip passes, great hustle plays last night and tonight.
They're going to say that was it too. He was just inside of the line. Sparks, there was no way he was going to be able to catch that, so he just tipped it back. And another turnover on the inside by George Washington. And they're starting, I think they're just starting to get tired, Steve.
Well, the wheels are falling off. You know, there's not that many offensive players on this GW team. And as you can see, there's only 3 players that have scored in this game for George Washington.
So now Western a chance to again push it out just a little bit further. They're up by 14 now, and now they're starting to take a little bit of time off the clock. GW trying to drop back and help on big Marcus on the inside. There, 4 of them surround him. Gets it, a nice tip pass again. Now they find the open man. It's Curry for 3. That's no good. But the rebound, Robinson, he goes right back up under, misses. Marcus with the rebound, puts it in, and the foul.
It's not even funny how easy it was for Chris Marcus. You know, he just sort of hovers around the basket. Robinson takes the shot, takes it in strong, misses it. Yep. I don't think he jumped.
Instead of going up, he tried to force the foul. And
you know, it sort of reminds me when you're a little kid and you play with the older kids. Yeah. And they just sort of play with you a little bit down low. He's so big, and GW is working and trying so hard to score or defend the scores down low. He just makes it so easy.
And all of a sudden, just like that, it's a 17-point Western lead at 47-30. The big fella is having his way on the inside. T.J. Thompson gives it off to Scott, and he pulls it back out. Now he drives, 15-foot jumpers, no good. Rebound comes off to Scott, misses again for Sean. Battling inside. Colucci steps up from 3, and Colucci knocks it down.
Well, if anybody thinks that George Washington's going to give up and fold up the tents, they're absolutely wrong. Nice shot by Colucci. Scott really pressuring the ball on defense down there, gets a steal.
Here comes T.J. Thompson the other way. He'll stop, pop from 3, in and out, no good. Oh, nice one-handed follow by Dario Scott.
2 excellent plays by Dario Scott, 2 offensive rebounds, 1 stick back, and a 5-point swing.
And again, it's right back to a 12-point lead. Now there you go, alley-oop inside. Marcus missed it. He pulled down the rim, and it's a loose ball picked up by George Washington. 3-on-2 break. Colucci steps up from 3, and he buries it.
Do not take these guys for granted. Coming back, that's 8 straight points. Excellent determination by George Washington.
47-38. It was a 17-point lead seconds ago. Boom, boom, right back comes GW. A couple of 3s and a bucket, and it's 47-38.
We've been saying that Colucci had 8 3-pointers in an exhibition game. People probably think we're kidding with that. He's a nice shooter. His dad's a coach. He knows how to play the game.
Well, they've cut it back to a 9-point lead with 9:02 to go, so there is still all night to play in this basketball game. Plenty of time for GW.
They had 8 points in about a minute span, and they literally had 4 points. They were stuck, I think, they were stuck on 20 points for about 10 minutes.
Here's T.J. Thompson as he pulls up.
Great
His
stick
3
back.
is no good, but Dario Scott one-handed. See if Western can, again, counterpunch the counterpunch of GW.
Well, Scott wanted to make sure somebody from that bench scored for GW. That's the first 2 points off the GW bench.
Robinson left side with it. He'll back it back out. The shot clock now inside at 20 seconds. Now nice crisp perimeter passing by Western. Curry looks into Robinson. Robinson drops it down for Marcus. He just turns and lays it in. That's all you got to do.
Well, you can see it is easy. He's taller, he's bigger, he's stronger, but he still has to put the ball in the basket. He's got a nice touch, good turnaround to the basket. Strong move by Chris Marcus.
Get it to the big fella. There you see 3-point field goals. GW 4-10, so 40% here in the second half. And now Ely and TJ, it's so tough for them to get into their offense when Thompson doesn't have the ball. He's really the only one that can really start the offense moving in the right direction. And now Thompson's going to get called for an offensive foul.
Well, and it's tough because there was no ball movement, there was no player movement, and you can't get him out in foul trouble. He is the only person that can handle the basketball.
He's got 4 fouls, so he's going to have to take a seat. And coming in for him is Louis Helton, a freshman out of Cerritos, California. That's a big blow for GW. And Boyden gets free on the baseline, and he lays it in. Great passing.
It was an excellent pass to Boyden. Sheer numbers are in a trapping defense. You have to sprint to recover, get back on that baseline, and pick up your man.
First points of the game for David Boyden, who was the player of the game last night against the Kentucky Wildcats.
Absolutely, excuse me, Jeff, absolutely no ball movement, no player movement. People are standing around for George Washington.
Just one-on-one is all GW is doing, and then you've got big Chris Marcus back there who easily claims the board, and you've got a 4-on-2 break. They got a wide open shot from Wells, and he buries it.
Yeah, they got it. They cut it to 10. Timeout was called. They stopped doing what got them into the game. No ball movement and no player movement. One-on-one.
And Curry again with the steal. He goes all the way down, lays it up. Oh, no, they're going to call that one out. If Boyden would have left it alone, it would have been good. It would have been a 3-point play. But Boyden with a goaltend.
That was not an intelligent play. And you can see Coach Felton going over to Robinson saying, you are the captain. Get over and tell him that was a stupid play. It was in the basket. It was 2 points. You know, you just took it away. And this game is not over. There's still 7 minutes to play. You don't make plays like that, especially Boyden knows better than that.
Curry's perfect from the free throw line tonight. That's his 3rd. 3 for 3, and he's got 5 points. But it could have been a 3-point play. Instead, he'll have one more. And he drops it in. So Curry hits them both, and again, the lead, 18. 56 for Western, 38 for GW. We'll be back with more of the championship game from Rupp Arena in Lexington after this.
They're athletes and scholars who've gone the extra mile to make differences in their communities. They are the Wendy's High School Heisman Award finalists. Betsy Jo Brockman from Williamsburg, Ohio, has earned distinction as an All-American swimmer and student. Betsy Jo has maintained a 4.0 GPA at Williamsburg High School and is a member of the National Honor Society. She's also volunteering to help with local food drives, and she still finds time to be a student tutor. Congratulations, Betsy Jo, from Wendy's and Fox Sports Net.
You see that? That was from my boy. Check it out. Watch.
We're a couple. Eddie, he's a good guy. Look what he got me. We're tight.
See what I'm writing? It's all about control.
Have either of you ever taken an HIV test?
Taking an HIV test? Nah. I don't need to take one of those. That doesn't affect me right now. This is what I'm worrying about.
Take the test. Take control. June 27th is National HIV Testing Day.
Stork on 3.
Oh, please come here.
.57 to play in the championship game of the Pizza Hut NABC Classic. Western Kentucky, big lead over George Washington, 56-38. Don't forget, after the game, it's the Ohio Sports Report. Wrap up all the action, not only from the NABC, but Steve Belisari was arrested in Columbus last night. He's been suspended for the final 2 games. The Cleveland Cavaliers and the Columbus Blue Jackets also in action tonight. They'll have that and much, much more tonight on the Ohio Sports Report right after the game. Boy, Monroe threw that one up, trying to draw a foul. He did. Well, that one even hit the very top of the shot clock.
You know, Jeff, that's what they say. Talk about getting Arch in the jump shot, getting Arch in the drive.
Well, he did.
No, Marcus is a big kid. Got it up over him. I don't think he was going to block it.
Now the referee's talking to Wells. Western's outscored GW 9-0 the last 145. I think Wells might have a cut. He's down at the end of the bench. Trainers are working on him, so he's going to have to come out again in college basketball. If you are bleeding, there are blood on your uniform, you got to come out. And there they're working on his eye, and he's got a big cut there. Right over his right eye. Wow.
That's a sharp part of your body. That's where you're going to get the most cuts in basketball. On your face, headbutts or elbows.
Probably took an elbow there. The referee stopped. Now watch here. Number 15, he's on the inside, and Chris Monroe goes up right there. The right elbow connected in the temple.
Sharp.
See well.
Sharp part of your face.
Hurts. Might be able to see some more of those sharp blows to the head as Hasim Rahman and Lennox Lewis get it on tomorrow night for the heavyweight championship of the world.
Finally get in the ring and stop fighting outside of it.
Yeah. Derek Robinson, he's not fighting anything, he's just pumping in threes. Derek Robinson hits again from three-point land.
He's their steadying force. Last night, hit the big shots. Tonight, before halftime, hit the tough shots.
And now a 21-point lead for Western as they're starting to just creep away from the undermanned George Washington Colonials. Third foul on Greg Colucci.
This is invaluable experience for this young George Washington team. T.J. Thompson able to play 35, 40 minutes a game against this caliber of players and this caliber of teams. It's going to help them the next couple years, and I think Coach Hobbs will turn this program, get it back to where it was a couple years ago.
Dario Scott comes in, as does Patrick Sparks for Western. T.J. Thompson has 9 points on the night. And he has been a terror this half. Second shot, no good, a little too hard. Beaten off with the rebound. Tell you what, this has been a rough game.
Well, we knew it. Both teams hustled a lot last night, and they're physical. Too physical sometimes.
Yeah, they have. Dario Scott that time got up on his toes and laid into Boyd.
That's the way their coaches play. Hobbs is a physical player. Milton likes that style, especially in the Sun Belt and the MAC. You know, mid-majors where they have to play a little bit more physical to compete with these big guys.
Boyd tonight only 2 points. They really haven't needed him. He misses the free throw, but it's tapped back nicely. And Western gets an open shot for Beatenoff from three, and that's too hard, and Scott with the rebound. GW running back the other way. Again, they're going to have to get points in a hurry. They're down 20. Under 6 minutes to play in this one. The championship game. NABC Classic. Colucci wants to fire from three. Kicks it off to Thompson. His three is no good. Too hard. Marcus fouled by Albert Roma. And that's 5 fouls on Roma, and he'll have to take a seat. No points, but gave him some minutes off the bench and battled big Chris Marcus.
Well, that's all you can ask. Roma usually doesn't play that many minutes. He was forced into it. He's going to have to play a lot of minutes this year. Battled the big guy pretty well down low. Chris Marcus, he's going to get the best of a lot of players this year. He's slow getting out of the gate with his ankle injury, but he's going to be a lottery pick, and he'll be the first big man chosen in the draft.
GW will come back with Jason Smith. He has 4 fouls as well. He saw a shot of Roma on the bench. Big guy from Baleña, Spain, senior. And there on the bench, Mike Wells, cut over his right eye. Bleeding pretty good, so he'll probably have to get a couple stitches on that one. Marcus is 5 of 6 from the free throw line tonight, showing his touch. In and out, but now they're going to say Smith was in the lane too quick. Lane violations.
That'll help Marcus's free throw percentage. He had one earlier in the first half. He gets two free free throws. Is that right?
I guess that's
free throws.
Two free throws tonight. So the first free throw is good. He'll get another. Marcus now 6 for 7. Pretend like that first one didn't even count. So he'll get one more. Try to extend the lead to 22 points. And he does. So Western leads now by 22 as Marcus pumps in his 18th and 19th points of the game. And Coach Carl Hobbs hadn't quit. You see him at the top of the screen there. Now he squats down like a catcher and still bellowing out orders. Monroe's three, no good. And boy, it's just 1 and out now for GW.
Well, Monroe has been very, very quiet this second half. He has 2 points in the second half. They've shut him down completely.
Oh, nice back cut by Sparks, and he was trying to throw an alley-oop to Marcus, and Biedenoff was there to save it. Boyden had an open three, but he'll pass on it. And they'll run some more clock, 13 on the shot clock. Sparks drops it into Marcus. Now they go back to Biedenoff. He goes inside the lane, 5 on the shot clock. The runner's good.
Real nice play. That was good recognition by Marcus to get the ball to Biedenoff.
Another 3 on the way. Colucci hits another.
Colucci's been quiet. Great steal by T.J. Thompson.
Colucci's 3 is good. Monroe gets the bucket. See if they count it.
I think it was before. Oh, they did. They counted it. They counted it. Little continuation.
Give Monroe the bucket, and he gets a chance for another 3-point play. So back-to-back threes, if he can put this one in. And GW under 20 now. There's some perspiration on the floor, so they bring him out to wipe it up.
Colucci's finally finding his jump shot a little bit too late, I think, but he's got a nice stroke. He's going to have a nice year this year.
And Monroe misses, so he stays at 15.
At this stage of the game, Western just needs to move the ball around, work the clock, get the ball inside to Marcus and Boyden down low.
Curry spins back out to Marcus, and he's way outside. Now they drop down to Boyden, double team. Robinson beating up, nice passing, extra pass, beaten off, it stays in, the 3.
It's nice ball movement. Good pass by Robinson, he could have shot it. Do it to his teammate.
Smith on the other end gets the deuce, but for Biedenoff, he has 4 threes now on the night.
That really hampered George Washington with Smith having those 4 fouls because he was really ineffective offensively the second half.
Now a little bit of a trap out front, but Curry easily gets it off to Biedenoff. He knows he's got a hot hand right now, and he wants to shoot. Now he pull it back out.
This team is unselfish, even down at the end here. They're looking for the open pass to the open jump shot.
Curry with the 3, and he buries it.
And they're getting it.
That's pretty much a dagger right there. 69-46, and George Washington calls timeout with 3:17 to play. Another 3. Biedenoff, 15 points in the second half. And it's a 69-46 Western Kentucky lead with 3:17 to play. We'll be back with more after this.
It's very clear our love is here to stay.
Heading home for the holidays? For a limited time, take along the security of 7-year or 100,000-mile powertrain protection on any new Chrysler vehicle. Plus, through November 19th, 0% APR on select 2002 models.
We're here.
Our love is here to stay.
In every human being, there are over 200,000 nerve endings dedicated to taste. Introducing 12 new ways to make every single one of them say, "Oh, yeah." The new menu at Damon's.
That's hot, baby.
The grill is on.
Over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go.
Now head home for the holidays in any new Jeep vehicle and take along the security of 7-year or 100,000-mile powertrain protection. Plus, through November 19th, 0% APR on select 02 models.
Baby, for the pumpkin pie.
GW gets it inbounds into the corner to Monroe. He's trapped, so he throws it off Wiedenoff, and Wiedenoff's able to hold on to it. You do that, you got to throw it down low off their legs. And he threw it into his body, and Wiedenoff was able to control it. So another turnover for GW. And they're down 23. Curry spins through the lane. Robinson had a thought from three, but he pulls it back out. Now he's got a wide open three. Nope, he wants to go inside. Yep.
I like that. Smart play.
Nate Williams gets the leaner. Give the assist to Robinson.
That's a smart play by Robinson. You can tell he's a junior. He's a point guard 2 years ago. He's a two-guard this year, but excellent move by getting the ball inside. Still working some of the shot clock.
Had a wide open three, but he likes to dump it down.
Yeah, I think if you talked to Carl Howes before this tournament started, he'd be very, very ecstatic to come out of this field with one win. And he's going to take that one win and build on it. Tonight, Western was a little bit too tough for the guys at GW.
71-46, Western leads, 2:30 to play in this one. TJ Thompson, now everybody's outside. And bad pass, Smith wanted to go to Dario Scott, and Scott didn't raise his hand. And Smith says, keep that big paw up there and I'll drop it into you. 71-46 is your score, 2:31 to play, and we'll be back the final 2.5 minutes after this on Fox Sports Net.
They're athletes and scholars who've gone the extra mile to make differences in their communities. They are the Wendy's High School Heisman Award finalists. Clay Mockerman from Conotton Valley High School has hit a grand slam for his community. Clay is the captain of the baseball team, the basketball team, and the football team. But that's not all. He's also ranked #1 in his class for academic achievements. He volunteers on numerous community service projects. Congratulations, Clay, from Wendy's and Fox Sports Net. Make the holidays special this year with Kay Jewelers and Fox Sports Net. Watch the Cavs this season and have a shot at winning a $250 gift certificate to Kay Jewelers. All you have to do is drop a postcard in the mail, including your name, address, and phone number, and we'll do the rest. During each Cavs telecast from November 7th to December 15th, we'll draw the lucky winner, so don't wait. Make the holidays special this year and get registered for the Fox Sports Net Ultimate Holiday Giveaway. Sponsored by Kay Jewelers and Fox Sports Net.
71-46, 2:31 to play in Western, a comfortable lead here. Here's tonight's players of the game, brought to you by Pizza Hut, where every week this fall you can get one of our delicious pizzas for an unbelievably low price. I say Philippe Wiedenoff. He came off the bench and really stoked him, and you say that guy, Derek Robinson.
Well, the fundamentals in the game, you got to go with Derek Robinson. You look at that, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. He set up your guy. Wiedenoff.
Wiedenoff, 14 points, 6 rebounds off the bench, but Wiedenoff gave him the spark when they needed it, hitting those threes.
Where was Wiedenoff's assist?
He's the shooter.
He's a double threat to get Robinson a triple threat. Both of them played an excellent game, though.
Team was 9 of 30 from right on the arc. He's 4 of 8. The rest of the team is 5 of 22.
I can see you being one of those offensive-minded players.
That's right. Now Williams, skies high, turnaround jumper, no good. Monroe gets the rebound and knocked down by Wiedenoff as he went after the loose ball. Monroe gets to go right back to the free throw line, and that's 4 fouls now on Wiedenoff. Wiedenoff is, as are a lot of the Eastern Europeans, very rough and tumble type player, and takes it right to you.
Now that goes well with Monroe, who's a rough and tumble type player. He's been on the floor almost every time down the court. Can't shoot those free throws.
Oh, Monroe really has to start hitting his free throws. Only 50% for the game, 4 of 8.
When you're that active and you take it so strong to the basket, you're just killing yourself by not being able to shoot free throws.
And 2 of those have been front ends of one-on-ones he's missed. Again, Western looking to pound the ball back inside. Content now to run clock at 71-46. Sparks. Wiedenoff, he'll fire. No good. Over the top comes Williams to save it, and a fresh shot clock. 1:30 to play. Curry pulls it back out as the Western crowd starts to get back into it and cheer their NABC Classic champions home. It'll be a short drive back to Bowling Green. 3.5 hours will seem like 20 minutes.
This is a great win, a great tournament for this Western Kentucky team.
Halcombe inside, gets it blocked away, and here comes T.J. Thompson. Colucci will set up inside the three-point arc, and he buries it.
This Western Kentucky team has won 28 of the last 39 games. Really have played well in that stretch, including an NCAA qualifying game last year.
T.J. Thompson steps up, and now he and Curry have something to say to each other. And Monroe steps in there and says, back off, man. And Smith comes in and says, let's go. Let's just play basketball.
This stage of the game, you know, it's a 20-point game. You don't need that. But you got to be happy with Monroe coming over. T.J. Thompson fouls out with 9 points. Excellent basketball game. But it's just not enough. They need somebody to back him up and help him out.
So Thompson, 9 points this half. He fouls out of the basketball game. Colucci got 12, but Curry will come in, and now coming in for, can't see the number. Okay, it's Ely that comes in for T.J. Thompson. So Ely into the game.
Western can empty their bench too, but there's not that many guys that haven't played. Western's played 11 guys throughout the course of the game.
Curry drops it in, 72-48. And now coming into the game, the first chance we get to see number 50, Macha Divovic from Slovenia, 6'11", 236-pound freshman for George Washington. And also coming in is Louis Helton.
He's the fourth of the really good recruiting class. He's more of a project, the coaches were telling me, but the other three freshmen have played an average of about 32 minutes in these games.
Nathan Eisert also in the game from Louisville Seneca High School for Western. He wears number 4. Curry keeps it alive, and here he comes. They want to get Eisert the ball, and there he's got it. They want him to shoot, does the crowd. He drops it inside to Williams. Williams' turnaround jumper is going to be short, gets his own rebound, battling for it now on the floor. It's loose, and Divovic comes up with it. Divovic gets it off to Ely. 20 seconds to play in the basketball game. 73-48. Western is going to go back to Bowling Green as the NABC Classic champion. Dario Scott holds it outside. Carl Hobbs says, just hold it. Let the clock run out. Hobbs' team played gallantly today, but just not enough as Western was just too strong. And the Hilltoppers from Western Kentucky, a 73-48 winner over George Washington. Here's the NABC All-Tournament team is selected by the media. Keith Bogans from Kentucky, Tamar Slay of Marshall, Chris Monroe of George Washington, Derek Robinson of Western Kentucky, and Chris Marcus of Western. And Chris Marcus is your most valuable player